Hi everybody, my name is Fazila and this is going to be my digital storyboard. A little bit about myself is that I'm a biochemistry and a genetics double major with a minor in leadership, and after graduation, I hope to go to med school. Growing up, I moved a lot due to my dad's job. I attended a new school almost every year. I never really unpacked completely, physically or emotionally. I was always the new kid, always adapting to the new environment and culture. I didn't put down any roots, I just kept going. I made new friends in each places, but just as I started to get settled in, it would be time to move again. I grew up in a small town in India where girls often got married young and didn't always pursue careers after marriage. My mom had me at the age of 20. For my family, education meant freedom, respect, and options for me to pursue any jobs of my wish. I didn't have any big dreams growing up. I just wanted to do well in school and make my parents proud. That was the goal. I didn't know what I was building towards, but just let the journey take me wherever. Then, at the age of 14, we moved to the US. I had adapted a new way of speaking and dressing, which did not feel like myself anymore. I became quieter and more observant and did not have much friends. My identity felt blurry. I let go a lot of things that I used to love to do. Doing karate, learning piano, drawing, arts, because I became self conscious. I felt different in every way of my accent, my skin, my hijab. I always found comfort in talking to other older people and younger people, basically anyone who was in my age. I was especially close to my grandparents growing up, so these interactions felt familiar. Volunteering in senior homes and my community library was fun and easy because of these. It was easy to talk to and hold a conversation, and most importantly, connect and learn from them in ways that I felt natural. My faith also gave me the grounding that I needed. As a Muslim, I grew up with this constant reminder that even small acts of care matter. Over time, that idea just became a part of me. Maybe that's why I was drawn to anything that felt like it could make a real difference, no matter the scale. So when it came time to pick a major in college, I went with biochemistry. I was fascinated by how life worked on a chemical level, the details, the why behind the body. For a while, I thought research might be my path, but honestly, the more I worked in labs, the more I realized I needed more than just experiments and data. I missed the real connection with people, and I wanted to work with that. At Aurora, everything shifted. I'm a direct service advocate where I attend helpline calls and visits hospital with survivors during forensic exam, not fixing, just being there. My very first hospital visit was with a survivor just a couple of years older than me. She had been assaulted the night before and was struggling deeply with her mental health. She could barely speak at times, and if she did, she started hyperventilating. And all I could do was offer water, a blanket, and my present. Remember thinking afterwards that I hadn't really done much, that I just sat there quietly. But a week later, my Aurora volunteer coordinator called me to tell that the forensic nurse praised my presence and the work that I did. She said that I made the survivor feel safe and comfortable in situations where she felt powerless. That moment taught me that real care isn't always about knowing the right thing to say, it's about showing up again and again. That experience made me reflect of what kind of healthcare worker I wanted to be in the future. Not one who rushes in with a prescription, but one who listens, who sees people as a whole, who respects their silence as much as their words. During these 4 years, I also noticed how culture, environment, and mental health shapes everything. As a clinical research intern at the emergency department at HCMC, I came across many patients, especially people of color, who came in not just for medical care, but because they had nowhere else to go. Some were dealing with addiction, some were unhoused. Many just needed a warm place to sleep. That experience stayed with me and pushed me to think beyond traditional healthcare. It inspired the leadership capstone project I later did with my peers, where I explored housing affordability and systemic challenges in the US and compared it with other countries like Finland and New Zealand. I started seeing how health, housing, and dignity all were connected. Through the CBS Student Board, I worked with teams that focused on addressing barriers students face on daily basis. I helped build resources like menstrual product access points in St. Paul buildings, transportation guides to help students navigate the city, and clearer mental health resource visibility. These weren't big or flashy changes, but they mattered. We wanted students to be able to focus on learning and not just surviving. These experiences led me to CESP program. I wanted to reflect more intentionally on all these service roles and not just what I did, but why it mattered. I wanted to understand the deeper impact the systems involved and what kind of change maker I was becoming. That's why I partnered up with Building Blocks from a Final project, an organization that's now collaborating with People Serving People, a local homeless shelter, to understand the needs of the people in there. Through all this, I was becoming someone who led quietly. For a long time, I thought I was just wandering. No roots, no direction, but now I realize I was building something. Every school, every role, every pause, they were all part of the same journey. I was mapping my way forward, and now I know where I'm heading. I'm heading to medicine, to serve, to care, and I'm still growing. But this time, I've planted my own roots.